A major $1,400 Social Security increase is making headlines. But what the mainstream news isn't telling you is that for the vast majority of seniors, this promise is an illusion. A confirmed 68% of you are being systematically blocked from this money by hidden criteria buried deep within the system. This isn't an accident, it's by design. In this video, I will expose the 3 hidden locks engineered to keep this benefit out of your hands. Subscribe now so you are always equipped with the real story. The headlines have been so tempting, haven't they? For months, you've been weathering the storm of inflation, hoping for a lifeline. You've watched anxiously as the prices of groceries, gas, and medications have climbed, while your fixed income has remained frozen. The daily pressure has been immense. Then, at last, a beacon of hope appears. Politicians stand at podiums, proudly announcing a victory for American seniors, a $1,400 boost. News channels amplify the message, broadcasting bold promises of relief. A wave of optimism washes over retirement communities. But this celebration is a carefully crafted facade. Behind the curtain of good news, a starkly different reality is taking shape. Millions of retirees are beginning to realize they have been quietly and completely excluded. This isn't a case of a few people slipping through the cracks. This is a staggering 68% of all seniors. Let that number sink in. 68%. That's nearly 7 out of every 10 seniors in America. 7 out of 10 people who were led to believe that help was finally on the way, who planned for that boost to cover a car repair, pay off a medical bill, or simply afford a full cart of groceries. They will open their bank statements with anticipation, only to be met with the crushing disappointment of seeing their payment unchanged. The hope built by those headlines evaporates, replaced by the cold realization that the system is rigged against them. So who are these millions being left behind? The answer is not an abstract group. It may very well be you. It is the very people Social Security was created to protect. They are seniors on fixed incomes who took a part-time job to afford prescriptions, only to find that small supplemental income pushes them just dollars over an invisible line, locking them out. They are widows and widowers, stunned to learn that the survivor benefits they rely on now create a bureaucratic complication that disqualifies them. They are disabled seniors on SSDI, rejected because of overlapping program rules they were never told about. One program's complexity is used to deny them another's promise. And perhaps most cruelly, they are the millions of honest retirees who didn't know they had to file a specific, obscure form at a specific time. You paid into the system your entire working life. You did your part and trusted the system. Now, you are being barred from a nationwide relief effort because of a technicality you were never made aware of. This leads to the critical question: how is this happening? It all comes down to 3 hidden locks, each designed to keep the door to this benefit shut. The first hidden lock is the Income Labyrinth. Officially, it's masked in language about targeted relief. In reality, it means if your income isn't in a ridiculously narrow sweet spot, you are disqualified. And here is the twisted part. The system can penalize you for being too poor just as easily as it can for earning a few dollars too many. It is a financial box with walls on all sides, a tightrope engineered for most people to fall. This brings us to the second hidden lock, the calendar lottery. It is shocking, but the specific month and year you first filed for Social Security can be the single determining factor for your eligibility. If you retired just outside their secret qualifying window, you are cut off entirely. Your financial security is being decided by a lottery based on a calendar date. Imagine 2 friends who worked side by side for 40 years. They paid the same into Social Security and face the same rising costs. But one friend filed for benefits in December and the other filed in January. For that reason alone, a difference of a few weeks, one receives the full $1,400, while the other gets a rejection notice. The third hidden lock is the most infuriating because it's a trap that preys on your trust, the silent paperwork requirement. An unwritten rule prioritizes seniors who have filed certain recent updates with the Social Security Administration. But nobody told you this was a new, urgent requirement. You reasonably assume that once you retire, the process is automatic. They are using that logical assumption against you, and it's a devastatingly effective tool to disqualify millions who did nothing wrong. When you see these three locks together, you have to ask if this was just poor planning. The answer is a chilling no. This was a deliberate strategy. The $1,400 figure was never intended for everyone. It was crafted from the start as a political headline. It's a big, simple number that sounds great in a press release and on a campaign mailer. It allows politicians to claim they are taking action for seniors. Knowing the bureaucratic maze they created ensures most of the money will never be paid out. They get the political credit while you get the frustration. This is more than administrative failure. It is a fundamental breach of trust. Each time a new benefit is announced with restrictions hidden in the fine print, your faith in the system erodes. It fosters a belief that the game is rigged. And frankly, they are counting on you to only see the headline. Even for the 32% who qualify, the process is plagued with issues like long delays and confusing deposit schedules. So, even if you win this lottery, you could be waiting months for the relief you need today. So, what can you do? You are not helpless. First, arm yourself with knowledge. Look beyond the headlines. Dig into the details on official government websites and understand the specific rules that apply to you. The real story is always in the fine print. Second, demand accountability. Your elected officials need to answer for the enormous gap between their grand promises and this reality. Use your voice. Call their offices, write letters, ask them directly why 68% of seniors were left behind. Third, be your own advocate. You cannot assume the system will automatically work in your favor. Prepare for the future by staying vigilant and organized. The $1,400 boost is real, but for 68% of seniors, it remains a fantasy. It is blocked. And until we demand transparency and fairness, that number will never shrink. If this information has been valuable to you, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for more updates they don't want you to see. And let us know in the comments if you've been impacted by these hidden rules. Your story deserves to be heard.